once I reach cemetery, I'll stand in front of the crypt and just like take it in, look at it, and
before he steps forward, I walk up to him and put my hand on his thigh, because that's all I can reach up to.
His furry thigh.
And say, are you sure about this, Dimitri?
Zephyr, this is exactly why I accepted that gift. It's why we had the Ember Temple in the first place.
But it's a dragon.
It's Argenvost. And I'll start walking into the crypt.
Okay. As you step up, you push open that heavy, heavy stone door. And as you do, the skull of Argenvost sits just where you left it.
I'll step in front of it. And I'll close my eyes and put both hands on the skull.
As you all start to approach, I'd say Godfrey absolutely comes down to greet you all, and I'm assuming you share what you're about to do with him.
I'll yell to him as he comes. Hearken to me, Godfrey. Our master returns.
Okay.
And then I'll use the gift.
All right. As you place your hands on the skull, what do you say as part of the ritual to raise Argenvost?
Long has it been in this land without you. I return you to your bodily form. Argenvost.
A moment of nothing. And then you feel a bit of a jolt as you all watch blue energy begin to course and coalesce around Dimitri's hands. And almost like magnetically, you're kind of stuck to the skull.
I step back.
I also step back.
Okay. And you all watch like a of blue energy that kind of like it's almost like a pulse.
Like ripples out.
And almost like somebody with defibrillators kind of hit the skull. As you feel the ground kind of pulse like this. And I would like you to give me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Come on. What?
24.
Okay.
That's a mean roll right there.
With a 24, power begins to course through your being, and you watch as Dimitri starts to shake. His cloak kind of gets blown back as the power begins to extrude, and you watch it kind of shoot out some of the cracks in this old mausoleum. And Dimitri, under your fingers, you begin to watch silver scales begin to coalesce and start to ripple as they start to cover the head as it goes from front to back. And you watch as these little blue orbs begin to kind of ignite inside the eyes and kind of explode outwards. And you all watch as the beam and the what did we call it? The beacon of Argenvost begins to kind of like shudder and like flicker in and out. And all of a sudden, that beam goes, and it goes out, and then shoots out the top of the mausoleum. As the top of the mausoleum basically explodes, all of you having to kind of like shield your head from the falling debris. Dimitri currently in it, and almost like it begins to bust out of the ground as these like shafts of blue light begin to kind of coalesce and explode outward. And you watch as scales begin to fill and kind of almost go underground, and you all feel the ground start to rumble as a massive claw from a legendary ancient dragon begins to come out and claw the ground beside the mausoleum on one side of the mausoleum, and then on the other side of the mausoleum bursts forth and grabs and then kind of digs into the ground as You watch this massive, I'm getting chills. You can watch this massive dragon begin to drag and pull itself out of the ground. You feel the skull begin to kind of like lift like this as you kind of hold onto the skull, its head still down like this. And you all watch as these lids kind of grow and sinew begins to build, and the scales begin to kind of cover the eyes. And you watch as the eyes still closed now, light, almost like blue light, is just seeping through the lids on the bottom. And you all watch as this massive ancient silver dragon begins to build outside, basically destroying the mausoleum as it stands. Godfrey, completely awestruck. You've never seen him kind of in this sort of state of awe as he kind of steps back. Then something happens you didn't expect. You all watch in the distance, and Dimitri has his eyes completely closed, and he is completely in a trance, almost like the world around him doesn't exist. But you watch as over the hills and from around Argynvost, mist begins to creep in. And you watch as it starts to kind of come towards your feet, and almost like a circular area is beginning to close in around the mausoleum. And as it kind of seeps in quickly through, and you watch almost as hands, clawed, dark hands, mist-shaped, start to kind of come out of the mist and start to claw their way all around towards the mausoleum. And you watch as the mist begins to climb up onto the dragon and begins to tear into the flesh of the dragon, pulling down and pulling like shards and slabs of flesh off the dragon as the dragon is beginning to try to come basically into itself, but is now somewhat halted by this. I'd like you to give me another wisdom saving throw, please.
Holy shit.
23.
Okay. With a 23, Dimitri manages to hold on, and the dragon, it continues to fight against this. As the mist begins to almost envelop entirely this dragon, pulling and gnashing and clawing, and even now, Dimitri, you feel as these claws, basically you feel this cold kind of energy, and you open your eyes for a moment and you see that there are claws trying to pry your hands off the skull of Argynvost. And at this point now you are all covered in fog. You are completely... you can't see anything, and it is dense. You can't see that. All you can see is the dim light that you knew existed. There is such a dark fog. I would like you all to make wisdom saving throws, please.
True sight, what can I see?
Yeah, so this isn't magical. This is actual fog. It's not
okay.
It's not magically created, and I don't think you can see through physical things, right?
No. Okay, I can see into the ethereal though, so I'm just making sure this wasn't anything like that.
Wisdom saving throws.
If you're close
17.
enough to me, you can have +3.
Yeah, I'd say you're all within 30 feet of him, so you all get +3.
It was 10, but
dirty 20.
Okay, so anybody...
Is this a magical effect?
What's that?
Is this a magical effect?
No, it's a physical effect.
Okay.
16. 18 for me.
Okay.
Oh, I'm fine.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah.
Anybody over a 15 passes. Anybody under a 15, you take 16 points of necrotic damage. As you almost feel like you are being clawed at by this fog, and you watch around you as like claws out of the fog and the mist begin to claw at your bodies. The rest of you who succeeded only take 8 points of damage. Dimitri, you have managed to hold on to and all you can see right now, there's fog and mist all around you, and all you can see is the snout of this dragon with blue kind of seeping through the eyes. Give me one last wisdom saving throw, please.
Come on, Dimitri.
it's another 24.
No, man.
Okay. You have your hands on it, and you watch as the blue starts to sputter. And you can feel the dragon fighting against whatever is happening until all of a sudden you are kind of blown off it, and you all feel that there is an explosion of energy that throws you all prone. and clears basically the mist out, as mist kind of like, you just see mist tendrils as you all lay kind of down prone on the ground. You all kind of lift and you watch as Dimitri also lies. And they're still through the mist. You watch as you get up, Dimitri, I'm assuming, and you kind of look around. And as you turn to the party, all of you notice that Dimitri's face looks sunken. His skin drawn tight against his skull. His eyes a milky white color as he looks like the appearance of an undead creature. Like the life of him has been sucked away. And the fur that used to cover him is now a white fur. Hands up to here, up to his knees, and along kind of the long chops that he has. And he turns towards you all, and you can feel it, Dimitri, like you've spent the energy to do what you had to do, and that came to great cost to you. Behind him, you all watch as this being begins to rise. You watch as basically haunches begin to ascend above him. And a face of a dragon kind of comes above him. But it is not a normal dragon. You watch as you can see patches of dragon bone and the skull of Argynvost still protruding through the scales. It opens his eyes and you watch as red pinpricks exist inside the sockets of Argynvost. Dimitri, in that moment, you feel the light of a loon leave. Having now made a pact with the dragon, after having done what you did on your level up, unfortunately now, you have broken your oath to a loon by allying yourself with a Dracolich, and that is where we're going to end the season.
What?
Oh, you're an oath breaker.
My gosh.
Holy crap!
You just made me drool. Like I just was like, what?
All right.
Speechless.
Thank you all for watching. That was the season finale of Into the Mist Season 4.